come one, come all. It is I, Jinzo Fighter. It's been a while. I haven't streamed on Twitch since early February, and here we are in the middle of March. It's March 21st. But yeah, here we are now that I've officially finished editing and uploading on all the demo videos Austin and I have recorded to date. Here I am back streaming, this time with Devil May Cry 2. You remember how I streamed Devil May Cry 1 back in October, before I got to Resident Evil 4? I have since played through, well actually, just to re-clarify on that, I beat DMC 1 on the PS2 in Easy Automatic mode. Since then, I have beaten 3 Special Edition on the PS2 on normal mode. I've beaten 4 on the PC, Vanilla 4 on Devil Hunter, and on the 360. And I've beaten 5 on Devil Hunter. I've yet to go back and beat 1 on normal, but I have beaten this game on normal with Dante. If you're not aware, Devil May Cry 2 has 2 different character campaigns. It has one for Dante and one for Lucia. This is going to be completely 95% blind in terms, like, for Lucia's playthrough specifically, because I sampled her first mission the other day. I'm going to turn this up on the TV. I believe Dante and Lucia have the same opening cutscene, so this isn't anything new for me. She's got that one strand of hair going over the middle of her nose. How did I not notice that before, or not like call attention to that before when I was playing in Dante's campaign? But yeah, for those of you unaware, Devil May Cry 2 is quite the polarizing beast. I mean, a lot of people hate it, and for pretty good reason in my opinion. Some people like it. There are some things about it I like. I'll go into more detail when we get further into the campaign. At least the stuff I liked playing as Dante, because it's, from my understanding, Dante and Lucia have some different levels, which Virgil's campaign in 3 Special Edition didn't do.
Next time, son of Sparta.
Sorry for my chair making noise there. Also, this opening scene is pretty weird, because it shows both Lucia and Dante being badass, and then they don't even exchange like more than 2 sentences with each other. He's like, "You called," and then she's like, "Till next time," like saying bye without even acknowledging him. Okay. Alright, towards the south, the Protector will find the time. Guidepost for the Protectors, Chapter 1, Clause 3. And as you saw earlier, I am playing this through the PS4's HD collection. This is the only, unless we count vanilla DMC Devil May Cry, 2 is the only game in this series I don't own physically. Like, this HD collection is the only thing I own it for. Also, from what I've seen and heard so far, DMC 2 is like one of the only ones that doesn't suffer in some way being on the HD collection, as opposed to 1 and 3, which have like some audio, some audio weirdness. And in 3's case, the grapple from the Kalina Ann not even working. I mean, I've never really tried it, but that's what I've heard from like the subreddit and such. At least that's how it was on the 7th gen. On the 8th gen, I believe it was fixed. But time will tell on that front. When I get further than like the first mission on that version. Just general laziness and, you know, having a really large backlog will prevent that from happening for a bit, but you never know. I hold the opinion that 3 is a really good game. Dated in some aspects, but still really good. Also, how's this? Wait a minute. I don't actually have enough orbs yet. I just saw I had 41, but apparently it's 45. But yeah, Lucia's first mission here is technically different from Dante's, but she goes about the areas in a weird order. Almost like it's proto Devil May Cry 4. But yeah, my opinions on the series are I have stuff I love about 1, 3, 4, and 5. 2 has that stuff as well, but the difference there is that I don't. Okay, I'm 1 orb above the requirement. That's good enough. The things I like about 2 are not really in the gameplay aspects. More of like the thematics, like the music is some of the most metal it's been, which I appreciate. Like the music in this game is really good, if a bit repetitive at times. Dante's got a cool look that's for this game and this game only. And a couple of the bosses are decent. I don't know, maybe playing Lucia's game a bit more will change my mind, but as of right now, I still stand by that it's very meh and not super fun compared to the others. Especially 5. 5 is incredibly fun. Bit linear in the level design, but still really fun. But yeah. So from what I can gather with Lucia, similar to Dante in this game, she has her devil trigger available from the start. It's L1. It's a neat looking design, and she Naruto runs apparently. Good to know. But yeah, that's her thing. She uses a lot of melee attack. Like she has her like these arm sword looking things. I don't know what those are called, but she also has kicking attacks, which you know normally you would expect in this series when people are wearing gauntlets and shit. You know, like Balrog or Gilgamesh, Beowulf or Ifrit, or Ifrit as it might be called. I can't exactly recall that's like supposed to be pronounced. Let's just say Ifrit. But no, Lucia does it on her own. No gauntlets needed. Divinity statues are back from the first game, and just like that game, they serve the purpose of letting you spend red orbs on upgrades. Man, now compare how I sound now to like Devil May Cry 1, that stream when I was just a baby to the franchise, and it's like night and freaking day. Yeah. When I have enough red orbs, I can buy gold orbs, which are first introduced in this game they're essentially an extra life. They revive you on the spot. Smell of Fear. I haven't seen that. This will allow you to avoid enemy attack up to 3 times. Blue orbs, they increase your health in addition to finding blue orb fragments, which eventually, when you find 4, will combine to form a blue orb by themselves and increase your maximum health. Purple orbs increase your devil trigger gauge. arsenal. Throwing daggers. Okay, that's what Lucia uses instead of the guns, which I haven't really shown yet. Cutlassier? Is that any Cutlassier? Cutlassier. I think that might be how it's pronounced. This game is an oddity in the Devil May Cry series for not really having... Yeah, we just found a blue orb fragment there. It doesn't have moves that you can buy. You can't buy... You have air hike to start out with, which is a plus. The double jump that you get in the other games. And it's not tied to any specific weapons at that. Pressing circle lets you dodge, kind of like a prototype to Trickster. The Trickster style in 3 onwards that Dante has. It'll come in handy for bosses later. Let me tell you. Yeah, let's use her throwing daggers here. Don't worry. Don't worry, this game's a cakewalk for the most part. The real test, at least on normal mode, I haven't played the higher modes yet because I haven't unlocked them. The real test is going to be how much patience you have and, like, if you don't get bored. Because like I said, this game doesn't let you buy new moves. The melee combat just stays as it is. You can increase the strength of your weapons, which you saw at the Divinity statue, but you can't really expand your weapons. I mean, you find new weapons, like Dante's Sword Rebellion makes its debut in this game, and that's the sword he starts out with. And he also gets a sword called Vendetta. I think you just find it out in the open. It's been a bit. And again, like I said, you don't upgrade their moves at all. You just upgrade the damage. And everybody likes to meme about Devil May Cry 2 and the fact that the guns are basically all you need, and so far, yeah, I can definitely see what they're getting at, because the guns are OP as shit in this game. Even Lucia's throwing daggers right now are doing like all I need to get rid of these bird things. And with Dante, I eventually, this is going back to the side roll. With Dante, I got into the habit of just like dodge rolling all over the place because his default running speed wasn't quite doing it for me. With Lucia, I don't really feel that. I feel like hers might just slow her down more than anything, because look at that. What else they've thrown at? I know those are probably like, look like gears, like saw blades, but for a moment there, out of the corner of my eye, it looks like a friggin' tumbleweed. But yeah, look at how like slow observe. Look at how slow the melee attacks are in comparison to throwing daggers. Because look at this. You can't juggle them nearly. You can't juggle the enemies nearly as much, I guess, unless you move forward like I just did there. Mainly because it's not a constant stream. She can throw 4 at a time, and then there's a short pause, unlike Dante's constant stream of gunfire from Ebony and Ivory. So I guess that nerfs her a bit, makes it a bit more balanced. It's a shame Austin and Cody aren't here right now, because Discord, I might have been late to the punch on this, but apparently Discord now has a screen sharing feature in the servers. So, and I'm using it right now with this game with my preview window in OBS, and I haven't seen a single frame drop. I mean, it's only displaying at a maximum 30 frames per second because I don't have Nitro, but still nice to have. And it doesn't stream sound either, but what can you do? Yeah, the melee in this game ain't great. So when you're left with just spamming the guns over and over, that also inherently decreases the replayability because there's only one real way, at least on normal, of making some of the more tedious bosses go down quick. The boss everyone loves to meme about is the infested chopper, which I don't know if we'll be fighting that with Lucia, but hoo boy, if we do, you're gonna be in. We're in for some hilarity. Some hilarity and probably some tangents because what a boring ass boss that is. So that ends mission 1. I'm in a Devil Hunter rank B. I think that's around what I made last time when I was sampling this. Yeah, so let's save over that. And go to our next mission. Just minimized Discord there, or restored down, you know, made the window smaller. Got some frame drops in OBS, but it's not like we were in gameplay. Still can't afford to upgrade my throwing daggers. Throwing daggers are 10,000 to upgrade? Holy shit, that just hit me. Whoa. And I'm like less than 100 away from buying a blue orb. But actually, for this run, I'm not going to necessarily prioritize blue orbs because the enemies do piss-ass damage. I'm going to prioritize purple orbs, though, to up our double trigger. Because, believe me, if this goes like how Dante's campaign did, the double trigger is very useful, and it also, in a way, it's not as satisfying because it's just a kill. It's basically just a kill enemies faster button. Okay, this is new territory. Prove yourself before the winged goat. Yeah, these goat enemies. They pose these guys as being like sort of. I get the vibe of like mini bosses from them, or maybe it was the blood goat. That's probably what it was. That gave me that vibe. With OP ranged weapons comes not much of an incentive to be stylish because again, melee weapons are not great in this game. So I'll try my best, but don't be surprised, you know, if like some of these fights aren't super stylish. I mean, I guess only time will tell there. Oh yeah, what the thing we just grabbed. Something cool that this game does is give you stuff like this aerial heart here. It's a magic stone with the heart of a flying demon bird. It's something we can essentially use to customize our devil trigger. Depending on, so you see that little circle thing near our health and devil trigger meter. You can change the little things there, like the moon and the sphere, to essentially give yourself different moves during devil trigger. So right now, if I devil trigger, I'm gonna fly upward. I'm gonna wait till I take out these guys. Cause gotta have them red orbs. But yeah, let's press L1, and we can fly. This is something they also did with Dante. Required you to use devil trigger moves to progress. And I was going to say her movement speed's already pretty fast, but there is also an upgrade, at least with Dante, that lets you run really fast while in devil trigger, and you're required to use it to get through a timed gate. I don't know if Lucia will do that considering she already moves pretty fast. Ooh, blue orb fragment. Can I not get back down? Okay, there we go. There we go. Oh yeah, another thing that's bad, the camera. Because look at this shit. Like, do you... Like, this is obviously before 3 and 3 Special Edition. Those were the first games in the series to have a fixed cam, or to not have a fixed camera, at least not all the time. You could freely control the camera in most situations there, if I recall. Same thing with 4, and 5, I think, has complete manual camera control. But yeah, 1 and 2 both have fixed camera angles. In 1, it fucked you over. But it at least kind of made sense in, like, the platforming bits. I mean, where it really fucked you up sometimes was in boss fights with a lot of motion. Like Phantom and Nightmare, I believe. Like, you know, the camera could sometimes change on a dime depending on where you move to. Ah, fuck it. But by far, I think the camera in 1 makes... Or the camera angles in 1 make more sense than the ones here. Because these wide-ass camera angles, especially in like the open environments, just show how empty the level design is. Oh yeah, these things. They restore your devil trigger for moments like this. Where am I? So you can ascend, but you can't reliably descend? Never really noticed that with Dante because there was no real part like this that demonstrated that. Oh yeah, I need to attack this. As to the question of whether this is going to be like a multi-session thing or a single-session thing, I finished Dante's campaign in like 3 to 4 hours, I believe. So, assuming Lucia's campaign isn't much longer, and not only that, the fact that, you know, I have other stuff planned today, but it's not going to take like too terribly long. Like, I don't have other like definitive plans laid in motion. Like, you know, I don't have like a specific time I'm going to do this or that, you know? More of like an agenda. Still not enough for a purple orb. But yeah, I'm thinking this is probably going to be a single session. We'll see, though. Depends on how I feel and depends on... I don't know. I may just end up playing the rest of the thing offline. Depends on how much enjoyment I also get out of it. Windows Defender. Oh, it's, Plutonian, I think his name is? You don't fight this guy till, like, a much... Oh, no, never mind. Tartarussian. Tartar Russian. Russian. What the fuck? Anyway. Mr. Plutonian ripoff here. We're supposed to fight him much later in the game with Dante. He's a swinging ball sort of monster. And one that I saw a post highlighting how this could have been much better, actually. Like, he could have, like, been integrated as a weapon that Dante gets, you know? Kind of like 1 and 3, or and 4 even. 5, you know? He does the Mega Man thing of, like, he defeats the boss and gets their powers. I could see, like, a weapon being made out of this guy. And I remember who brought this up. It was Jay's Reviews. He's a YouTuber. Watch him. He's awesome. But yeah, Tartar Russian here is pathetic, but his theme kicks ass. It's also used for Orangera, Dante's first boss, and also for Plutonian. Let's take him out. Yeah, he's a piece of piss. 2 heads are better than 1. You don't friggin' say. My first non-test stream on the PS4 after so long had to be with Devil May Cry 2. What a freaking shame. All jokes aside, I will be streaming better games on this thing pretty soon. If I can find the time with Austin, we'll start working on Borderlands 2. That should be pretty fun. Oh, I didn't read what that thing was. It's a dagger, we know that much. Things in this game have weird names. What else is up here? Another thing to bring up. Secret missions return, or another thing returning from Devil May Cry 1. But in this game, so far, they've been very hit and miss. They're just enemy rushes, basically. No fun little challenges like one had. However gimmicky they were, you know, like the enemy stepping on the Sargassos. But on the other hand, there's no finicky critical hit stuff like that scissors enemy in mission 4, I believe it was. Or no, mission 3 right after you beat Phantom. What the fuck kind of... Oh yeah, I remember now. I was about to say, what the fuck kind of scene was that? But yeah, we're hitting the same story beats so far.
Where's Mathieu? Mathieu? Mathieu?
Good grief. They really made a big mess, didn't they?
Yeah, Matia is our exposition machine.
It sure took him a while to find this place. Oh, you have
I'll
arrived,
turn this up a little bit.
son of Sparta.
You knew him?
Dante's dialogue in this, like, sometimes it's reminiscent of how he was in 1. Like, a couple quips against bosses are like that, but most of the time he's very stoic. Not so much like his normal self.
You see, there's a man who's transformed our land into a demon's paradise. His name is Arius. And
Oh yeah.
although he
Arius is our villain for here, for this game.
he uses the demon power.
He's an evil businessman and wants power.
Arius and his master for us.
Kind of like Arkham, but less. He leaves much less of an impression.
Looks like it's your lucky day.
Wonderful. I am very pleased. It leads to a harbor. If you are successful, I will tell you a story about your father of Sparta. Did you obtain the other
Oh, new scene.
Here is the bastone. Now we have only one piece remaining. I believe that it is in the ruin.
I know.
Mission 3. She has many arms, but only one heart, as she waits for the Protector deep in the water. Guidepost for the Protectors, Chapter 4, Clause 5. I could upgrade this, but do I really want to? And just like in 1, every time you buy blue orbs or purple orbs, the next one you want goes up in price. I remember this area. You come here as Dante in his mission 14, I believe? Essentially like finding 4 random things and smashing them. It's very samey looking, not very entertaining, and it's one of the worst missions in the game, bar none. Now, where's that goat motherfucker? So a lot of recovery from that move. There he is. Oh yeah, that's right, I can just skip him. Yeah, I remember Dante had a section just like that. We're gonna be mixing, the vibe I'm getting is we're mixing a lot of Dante's familiar beats with some occasional uniqueness here and there. One thing I do know, thanks to Lewis from Brain Scratch Comms, is that Lucia's campaign has water levels. Kind of like how the first game had. Okay, I can't go through there. Msira? How do you pronounce that? Msira. Yeah, I remember this. Not necessarily these particular enemies being right here, but I remember having to destroy this blockade with Dante. At least her battle theme's pretty good. Pretty unfitting considering how little of a fight these guys put up, but still. In a much better game, it would, you know, serve its purpose completely. These guys are just... no. These guys don't infinitely respawn. Something this game does, I just realized, and actually just remembered, because I remember it being a problem with Dante. I think once you're locked on to an enemy, like if there's an enemy on screen, you literally cannot attack like scenery to get red orbs and shit or progress until all the enemies are beaten. So the incentive is not because the enemies are dangerous, because they really aren't. It's because the goddamn lock-on's being stolen. It's stupid. And you can't, like, I tried pushing R1 there. You can't unlock on from them, you know? If that makes sense. Ah, that gate looks familiar. But it's already open. Plus, we're coming through here at a different time of day. That was the gate that Dante had to use his speed devil trigger thing that I talked about earlier to get through in like a time limit. Yeah. Lucia does not have much going for her so far. In a game that doesn't have much going for Dante to begin with. The fact that you can't learn new moves, besides like the devil trigger customization, and getting new weapons occasionally, that only, at least for Dante, just narrowed down to, here's Rebellion. It's a mix of range and power. Here's Vendetta. It's a really wide sword, but it's not very powerful. And here's a powerful sword that has a really short range. I might be getting the range and stuff for Vendetta wrong, but that's essentially how the weapons differentiated themselves. Not by, like, look, or not so much by look, but how they conduct themselves in combat and how well one of them takes out more than one enemy compared to another. I'm sorry, that was a really weird way of saying that. They differ in range and power. That's basically it. And if that becomes a trend with Lucia, not so good in the game's fate. Not doing much for the game to win favor with me. Because it just outlines even further how the gameplay is just really fucking bland and un-Devil May Cry. I haven't even played the reboot, but from what I've seen of that, I've watched Brain Scratch Combs' playthrough, and I own the definitive version on PS4. That is much more of a Devil May Cry game than this is. Like, this may be in the same canon as the normal series, but it couldn't, I don't know. It's also got a weird place in the timeline. Or at least it did pre-5. So the timeline pre-5 was Devil May Cry 3, then 1, then 4, and then 2. Oh, this fucking thing. Meet Jogatgolm. Jogatgolm. Jokatgolm. Whatever. It's a tentacle monster thing. But yeah, back to what I was saying about the timeline. Now the timeline goes, now that 5 is out, it's 3, 1, 2, then 4, then 5. And if we're being technical, before any of that is the DMC3 manga and Virgil's scenes in 4 Special Edition. Because he goes to Fortuna before Nero's even a thing, spoiler alert, like before he's even conceived, because Virgil's his dad. And yeah, I'm sorry if that was a spoiler, but it's basically been in the public, it's basically been like, people suspected it back when 4 came out. Dante even says in 5, I saw how the Yamato reacted and I was certain. Yamato being Virgil's sword. And when Nero gets a hold of that sword, shit gets real. Shit, I am being really unstrategic right now. Because I'm trying to talk and play at the same time. No. Okay, actually clicking L3 and just like in DMC3 changes your lock-on target. So maybe I can try that next time an enemy's stealing my lock-on and preventing me from attacking something, you know? But then again, you can't lock onto that barricade. Not to my knowledge. Yeah, 2 has a weird place in the timeline. That's what I was getting at. And it's barely even referenced throughout the series. Lucia has not come back. She's in the DMC5 prequel novel, but that's basically it. And yeah, Arias doesn't come back, Matiera doesn't come back. No one from this game returns. This game has a couple returning baddies from Devil May Cry 1, but they're one-offs. Like, we fight Phantom at one point with Dante for literally no reason. He just comes back. Even though he was pretty much... He was as good as dead when we beat him in 1. Griffin is part of the penultimate boss. The penultimate boss is a combination of most of the bosses we've seen in this game, including this one, like the tentacle aspects of it. And also Griffin, for whatever reason. Griffin is nowhere in this game, but he's part of that final boss. Or that penultimate boss. Makes no goddamn sense. Oh, God. Really? I think there might be a certain enemy type from this that returns in 5, but I don't know about the validity of that. It was from a video I watched earlier. I gotta fact check it. Not a lot from this game returns though. Also, fuck Lucia. This is boring as shit. The boss was already boring as Dante, but also I wasn't streaming and trying to talk while playing at the same time, you know, and talk and play at the same time. So, I don't know. This boss just is not doing much to hold my attention. But I'm gonna Devil Trigger to restore some health. And yeah, let's... Oh, I need to be locking onto the head. Worst comes to worst and we die here, though. I recall starting with 1 gold orb as Dante, and I'm pretty sure we have one as well. I can double check if my health gets to, like, critically low here. Oh my god. Oh, fuck. Yeah, we have a gold orb. No need to fear. Devil Trigger spam. What do you know? An instance where meleeing is better than the friggin' throwing daggers. And being in Devil Trigger also lets me ignore the poisonous gas for a moment there. Not flinch from attacks. You gotta take out at least one of these tentacles here to get rid of the poison wall. Fuck this boss. Don't worry, come on. Oh, I got a white orb. It refills some of my Devil Trigger. Finally, thank God. Part of me regrets not streaming Dante's campaign instead. Like, holy fuck. Can I even get that? Oh, okay. I thought it was like over where the invisible wall was. Holy crap. C rank for crap. The unholiest of crap that is this game. Now there is actually I forgot to mention this. There is actually a third character. you can unlock Trish by beating hard mode as Dante. You can play as her in either campaign, and from what I've heard and seen like very little of, she's actually a pretty fun character to play as. So that might incentivize me to go back and beat hard mode with Dante, which you never know. We're all quarantined right now, so boredom's gonna hit. In fact, it's already hit. And yeah, perfect excuse to go back and beat the hard mode of a shitty game to unlock a semi-tolerable character. Time will tell what I think of Trish. I haven't even gotten to playing as her in 4 Special Edition yet. Purchase kind of limited, but eh. I do love Lady and Virgil so far in that game. I mean, obviously the game wasn't designed with either of them in mind originally. I love how Nero and Dante handle in that. And it speaks to the, it speaks to the effort to make Lady and Virgil's attacks, however OP they may be, cathartic. And yeah, in spite of a lot of level design quirks that aren't exactly great, but I've kind of come to tolerate on repeated playthroughs, 4 is still really fun. I go back to 4 a lot. I find its combat, a step up above 3. And even a little a bit fairer in the fact that, you get hit once during combat and you only drop down a few style ranks. You don't lose your full style ranking like 3 does. And then 5 continues that trend of the 4 set. Oh, fuck. Yeah, so here we have Orangera, Dante's first boss who makes a return here, both as Dante and as Lucia, it seems. Yeah, the thing to spam with Lucia, at least in Devil Trigger, is not her throwing daggers, because those in the air suck ass, because there's cooldown. Just like there is normally. It's not a constant stream like with Ebony and Ivory. So, we're going to be spamming a lot of her melee shit when in Devil Trigger. More of this rockin' theme here. This is one of my favorite tracks in the game. Trismegia is a boss we'll be fighting later on. I know for sure that we'll be fighting it with Lucia because I've seen quotes of her dialogue in the comments of the YouTube page for the song. But yeah, Trismegia's theme is another one that grew on me, mainly because I kept dying to the boss a whole bunch. It's not that it's hard, it's just it gets a little bit tough when the attacks are combined after a bit. You'll see what I mean when we get there. Okay. This is a bit early for this compared to Dante's version of this level. But here we are. Birds. Don't care about those. Our main threat right now is the infested tank. Which, fuck this boss. It is literally just a tank. A tank infected by demons. Or infested with demons. Whatever. I mean, it appears to be going down a little quicker, at least. When these are introduced with Dante, you have to kill 3 of them. And then you fight the infested chopper that everyone loves to meme about. Or more like, you run away from... You fight it, you run away from it, and then you fight it again. I wonder how they're going to do it with Lucia. Kill the birds. Oh, there it is. Everyone's favorite boss, Ouroboros. That's the company that Arias represents, or he's the president of. And I haven't played Resi 5, but Resident Evil 5, but there's also an Ouroboros thing in that, to my knowledge. So, in that way, this game's prophetic. Ooh, oops! I meant to go to power up because I can afford another purple orb, but I guess I can wait. Nice of you to drop in. Oops. Okay, I was using the touchpad button because that's what you use to taunt in 3. I still can't... I meant to do it earlier, but I don't know what the taunt button is in this game. I believe in 1 it's R2. It's weird like that. And for your information, in both the OG releases and the HD collection, 1 and 2 do not let you remap the controls. They only start doing that in 3 and onward. In 3 onwards. So if you played DMC1 OG, where triangle was jump and circle was melee, and you expect to play the HD collection like that, no way, Jose. X is jump, triangle is melee, and yeah, instead of square and X being the guns, square and circle are the guns. The way it should be. But yeah, they were just really weird with the OG release here of DMC1. Triangle was jump. It was awful. It was tolerable on easy automatic on my stream. But man, trying to beat normal like that? Okay. Enemies just respawn. Cool. Trying to be normal like that on the PS2? Especially with the damage modifiers that are already in place? Fuck that. When I beat 1 on normal, it's going to be on PS4. And when I record it for lowbrow comms, it's probably going to be on the Switch version. We'll see. Because I own it for both PS4 and Switch. To clarify, I own one standalone on Switch. Because the HD collection was never a thing on that. Bottom line is that I'm seeing with Lucia so far, throwing daggers are the way to go with normal enemies most of the time. If you're just normal and not in double trigger, but bosses really fall apart to the melee, in double trigger specifically. That's the vibe I'm getting. Let's get this red orb thing up here. And then... we came in from that way. But yeah, look at this camera. It's pulling you back toward... It tries to pull you back towards where the enemies are. Like, look at this. This is not how it should be. But yeah, fuck them. Speedrun strats, baby. We also got another double trigger restoring thing right there. So we'll see what this is. Power has been supplied to all the doors. No other game has those paths where you restore double trigger. When double trigger becomes gimmicky like this, I swear I am not touching the controller. What the fuck? Why is she moving on her own? Is it... I think it's like a fan thing? Yeah, it's a fan. Still, that looked wonky as shit. What was I on? Oh yeah, when Devil Trigger becomes gimmicky, like this thing you need to progress through the level, that's when it stops being cool, you know? And I haven't even talked about Majin Devil Trigger yet. That's a neat idea. But yeah, this is the only game so far to have Devil Trigger be required to get through the level. In every other game, it's basically up to your discretion. You get it, but if you don't want to use it, it's fine. You can get through the game without it. I mean, it'll be hard, but yeah. Evil heart that will absorb the possessor's power. Wait a minute. Oh, it's the standard key thing. It's the key thing that the other games do. You get a key item that constantly drains your health and it essentially acts as a timer. So we got to get rid of this thing and fast. What the camera? Okay. Spicer Homrosira. Oh yeah, don't be near those green ball-like things when attacking them. They're essentially bombs. They'll damage you if you're too close. Essentially a prelude to the explodey guys in 3. That is one thing that this game gets right that 1 didn't do. It gives you enemy health bars. And it's a first in doing that. Wait a minute. Yeah. Let's fly. And what exactly is this? It's another Devil Trigger power-up, I believe. I love how you can... Those scenes are so copy-paste. You can't really tell what they are until this screen pops up. Flameheart. A magic stone with a fierce flame demon. Now, did we get rid of the... No, of course we didn't. But fuck that. Red orbs first. Yeah, I brought up Majin Double Trigger, didn't I? So, if you're like near death and you push the Double Trigger button, you get Majin Double Trigger, which is super OP as shit. And it's a cool idea. It's essentially like the next step up from Double Trigger, which, 5 would follow up with Sin Double Trigger. Both Dante and Virgil have it. It's a neat idea, though. I can count the times I used it as Dante on one hand. Anything up here? Oops. That's a door you can't even go through. Darts. Short swords. With their narrow shape, multiple swords can be thrown at once. So it's essentially a different, it's a different ranged attack than the throwing daggers. Oh, I didn't read that. How many fucking times are we gonna see this? I swear we've seen it more in a shorter time than I did with Dante. Like, Jesus. Electro Heart, a magic stone with the heart of a proud lightning demon. I mean, it tells me that Lucia has more customization than Dante, I think. Which, good for her, and we also got rid of the bad one. But still. Blood Goat, there they are. Bye-bye. Don't care about you right now. If I can skip them, I will. I dig this running speed. Yeah, you can't break those. It's another elevator section. I can... What the... I was gonna say that... Oh, these things. I was gonna say Dante had a section just like this. They ain't no threat. There he is. Oh no, wait. No, that's someone new. Not this guy. That's Arias. But the person standing there. Sorry. Why are my chairs making so much noise? I mean, obviously because I'm moving, but... Yeah. Protector, the king, and the truth. Man of the hour.
Well, it appears that the defect is back.
Defect?
You are my...
What? He just out and says it.
She merely found you when you were about
What?
disposed of, and then raised you as a soldier. Is that what you consider to be a mother?
No!
He just comes out and says it.
Look,
So apologies for being loud there. That just came out of freaking nowhere. I mean, I knew ahead of time that he created her thanks to Dante's campaign, but...
Kai. That is your real name. Now, give me the arcanas.
Not a chance.
Be complete, and I will become like the immortal Argosax. I will achieve absolute wisdom and transcend all. The world is already warned. Everything that belongs to the devils will
He has a lot more dialogue here than Dante's story.
even you will betray your upbringing and turn on the humans. Accept it.
He was moving his mouth there and nothing was coming out. Localization. No, not localization, because Devil May Cry did not have non-English voice acting until 4. Fun fact. I don't remember Savage Golems being this much of tanks, but again, that's probably down to Lucia sucking. Get used to this arena, by the way. Shows up more than once in Dante's story, I'm pretty sure. It's not that great looking either. Her hair clips through her scarf. What the hell? Yeah, this butterfly motherfucker. Noctperin in this larva thing right here that you don't want to let eat you like I just did. Now, I was talking about the Trismagia theme earlier because I didn't actually realize at first that it shares a theme with this thing. That's another sign of the laziness on display. Music may be good, but Devil May Cry 1 didn't reuse the same music for different bosses. Like, it technically did, but they were the same boss. Like, Phantom had the same theme the second time as he did the first time, but they didn't recycle his theme for Griffin. Hell, Nilo Angelo for his third fight even got a remix. So... in fact, the only time I think the theme has gotten recycled besides this for a fight, not counting remixes, the first Hell Vanguard and Gigapede in 3 have the same theme. But that's the only example that's really coming to mind right now. Oh shit. Okay, you just stand still and wail on people with the Devil Trigger daggers. It's actually pretty good. On account of this larva thing not eating me. Which, yeah, the larva, it's a nuisance. This is like the only thing I've seen it do. It just tries to eat you. Hell, this thing isn't even attacking. It's so friggin' docile. Like, what the hell? Oh, yeah, I guess it spawns those things. Shit. Alright, larva. Let's go. Takes such a long time to die. Yeah, just jumping around throwing daggers at larvae underground. Isn't this fun? Got a melee because it's the only way to build Devil Trigger besides taunting, however you do that. Fuck, if taunting's even in this game. Fucking hell. If this is not one of the most tedious things ever... Lucia, not very fun to play as. I feel like I'm playing some knockoff, not Devil May Cry. There's things on display to appreciate, but not so much right here. I mean, other than the music, it's just blech. I guess atmosphere is pretty good. Like, this game and Devil May Cry 1 are the only ones to really have sort of like a semi-horror based atmosphere. They kind of drop it after this. It's unique and I like it. I just wish 2 had a better had executed it better.
Created
One nailed atmosphere. It was awesome.
this ability. Someday I'll attack humans. I have to go.
I think this is our water level. Yeah, these are nowhere in Dante's playthrough. Spoiler alert. And unlike in the first game, water levels are not first person. Doesn't mean they won't be annoying, but also there's no way to descend other than just, you know, I mean, you can rapidly tap X and that lets you ascend, but descending, you just kind of have to wait for it to happen. I think this is where we need to go. Bowgun. A bowgun created only for usage underwater. So this is Lucia's answer to the nail gun from 1. And only fire while standing still. Perfect. I think that's our target in the distance. And yeah, this swirly shit totally isn't disorienting at all. Here we have our second battle theme, which we're only gonna hear for 5 seconds apparently. Because I just could not give less of a fuck. Look at all those D's and we still got double under rank B. Because of clear time and the fact I used no items. I'm gonna move the mic up a little bit, or tilt it up a bit. Sorry. Stop moving. There you go. So I can treat my back a little better. Because I was kind of hunched over a bit to get to be closer to the mic. Holy and filthy at the same time. Oh, I didn't even see that there. Thanks, camera. I legit just thought that was the way to go. I didn't know there was a blue orb down there. Oh, Mike tilted. Because gravity. So if Dante's playthrough is spam square to win, this level is spam X to progress. Oh gee, another double trigger thing. It's the same scene, so I'm just gonna skip it. Aqua Heart, a magic stone with the heart of a swimming demon fish. Yeah, I just tested it. There's no way, if there's an enemy on screen, no way to completely get rid of the lock-on. You have to attack an enemy, or you have to be drawn towards it. You can't attack the draw right there because an enemy is on camera. Ridiculous. Also, I'm gonna equip that those darts. Seeing how that speeds things up. Okay. Again, it follows the blueprint from Dante's swords. It has like a wider reach, but I don't know if it's as powerful. Am I gonna grind red orbs to upgrade it? Maybe if I go for the higher difficulties, but with Lucia, I don't know if I see that happening. I see myself going through hard with Dante to unlock Trish, and maybe go through Lucia's campaign with Trish. If that makes things a little more tolerable. And the current. Oh, that's what the thing is for. Oops. There's only a way to ascend. Like, there's no way to descend. What the actual... Not like we have to go down there anyway. Oh yeah, Sargassos. These guys returned from Devil May Cry 1. Completely forgot about them. How could I forget? Because there's a room with them as Dante that's a pain in the friggin' ass. If I end up streaming hard mode with Dante, I'll probably show it to you because it's made of complete and utter ass. I hate it. It's probably the thing I died to the most besides Trismagia. Good to know the bow gun is automatically equipped underwater. Fucking die. They are completely resistant to the bow gun, it looks like. And your attacks, or your melee attacks, are so sluggish underwater, it's ridiculous. I mean, you could expect that, but to be that sluggish against the Sargasso when it's trying to bite my friggin' head off? Like, you'd want it to be a little faster, you know? I'm sorry, this stream has been a lot of complaining. It's just not a good game. And if you like Devil May Cry 2, more power to you. I just do not find it very enjoyable. I like how you can't lock onto that thing, so theoretically you could attack yourself off and had to jump up all over again. That didn't happen then, but could happen to you. You never know. Bad design. Wow, just look. There's no button to quickly descend. Not to mention they just throw you into it. At least Devil May Cry 1, like, I mean, they recognized it was a different control scheme, so they told it to you when you got there. Nice music, at least. Can barely hear it, but it's nice. Wow, riveting gameplay. Let's make the only way to descend, like, just the only way to get through there, just, you know, ceasing all input from the player. I mean, you can move left and right when you descend, but it's not going to speed things up. Or actually, I guess it does, but here you have the actual space to work with it. There was a divinity statue there, so I'm gonna be a boss here. It's the freaky fish guy, Tatio Besu. Weird name flex, but all right. It's an invisible fish. Can't even lock onto it. That's horse shit. Alright, I need to focus here. What? Freaking camera. So it's a boss you can't lock onto. I at least damaged him a little bit there, but you can't lock onto him. It looks like the way to win here is just spam the bow gun. Not to mention, while you shoot, you're completely defenseless. Or you can't move. You can't even change direction. So you gotta commit to a direction and yeah. Stick with... Oh my god. Oh, now you can lock onto him. For like 5 seconds. Oh my god. Fucking hell, man. He doesn't even have that many attacks. He just flings his tail uninterestedly. Here's a Devil May Cry 2 I know and hate. Spamming square to win like a... Ugh. Okay, at least he's becoming visible a lot more often now. Please do that more often. I don't want to have to fucking manually aim at you. Off camera. Like, what the literal fuck? Oh my Jesus Christ. I would get close up to you and melee you, but oh fuck, to build Devil Trigger. Normally I'm against using items in Devil May Cry unless I'm like really desperate. What items do I have? I have a Devil Star. I used one in Dante's playthrough. Pretty sure I used this as well. Fuck it. Fuck it. Just want to speed things up. Become visible, you piece of shit. Oh my god. Terrible game. I was kind of meh to it in Dante's game, but Lucia is making me hate the game a lot more. Like, she is bringing my score of this game down. Like, it's terrible and it's boring and terrible. Dante, like, I just thought the game was uninteresting, but again, Lucia is bringing to light a lot of the shitty design choices here. Why couldn't you just give me manual camera control? He could have, had I not double triggered there, he would have zooped in off camera and yeeted me. He almost did it there even. Okay, that was my fault. Shoot him in the mouth. Shoot him in the mouth. Looks like I didn't need a bigger boat after all. Oh, hey, dude. Dr. Thunder is good. Bugged game mechanics, dude. Nothing I could do. Good to see you, Dr. Thunder. Yeah, Devil May Cry 2 is terrible. In other news, just beat this boss. Defeat the prisoner in the abyss and hand the hunter the mysterious vessel. Yeah, I recall, Dante and Lucia meeting up at this point in his campaign. And the fact that Plutonian's right there tells me, yeah, exactly that. I'm gonna be hearing that awesome theme one more time. Something, the big giant or something like that. The something giant. This is the HD collection, the PS4 version. This is, unless we count vanilla DMC Devil May Cry, this is the only game in the series I don't own physically. Like, I own the HD collection physically, but I don't own 2 by itself. I think I can just skip these guys. Or no. Hold on. Let's ascend. There are not a lot of mandatory fights in this game. That's another thing I noticed. You can just dead-ass skip a ton of the enemies. Reflect my power. Oh. Oh, wait. Oh, it wants me to parry its blast? So you're the T-Rex from 1, but lame. Gotcha. Oh. Oh no. What are you... No? There we go. You're right, Dr. Thunder. The music is awesome. And I was complimenting the atmosphere earlier, too. Like, this and 1 are the only ones to really have, like, a horror type thing going for them. The rest of the series kind of abandons it. I mean, it shows up in spades. Like, the music for Temini Gru and Fortuna Castle kind of give that same vibe, but not to the same extent. Erupt Gel? The fuck kind of name is that? Okay, that's done. That's done and over with. You just gotta move around to descend. There's no button to, like, swim down. Yeah, fuck y'all. Fuck y'all. The more I can skip, the better. I will reiterate, this game does not feel like Devil May Cry in a lot of its design philosophy. I mean, you can tell that it came, like, right after the first game, if that makes sense, but you play literally... Like, it's got the Devil May Cry blueprint, I guess you could say, and it's got, like, the same menu sound effects and all that. Like, listen to this. Or whatever it was, you know, the... Oh. I'm losing it. Oh, yeah, I remember this. Are swimming mechanics better than Super Mario 64? Or confusing like in Tomb Raider 1? So I've played Mario 64, but not Tomb Raider 1. They're... Like, you understand them, but that's not to say that's well designed, if that makes sense. You spam the X button to ascend, and you just move around to descend. You really just move around. So if you're stuck in like a narrow space, you just let go of the analog stick and you fall very slowly. It's not hard to understand, but it's very shitty and very boring. I would say Mario 64 handles it a lot better, you know. I mean, hell, at least in Devil May Cry 1, even though that was like first person, those swimming controls aren't great, but they kept it brief, unlike this. That, and they told you the controls straight up when you first got to it. Also, you saw right there the lock-on in this game being shit. If there's an enemy on screen, your character basically has to be locked on to him at all times. You can change the enemy you're locked onto, but you can't not be locked onto an enemy so long as one is on camera. So if you want to attack a jar, let's say, for red orbs, you can't do that. You have to wait until either the enemy steps off camera or you kill it. Very, very bad. And that's on top of the camera angles themselves being very shitty. I mean, you saw in that boss fight. They didn't give you manual camera control until 3. There he is, Plutonian. He's not some weird alien looking to kidnap your roommate like an Aqua Teen Hunger Force. He's a ball and chain looking motherfucker. Basically actually, I just realized it's a goddamn reskin of the Tarta Russian that we fought earlier. And this is also a boss, Plutonian right here, that we fight as Dante. Because it matches up in the plot. Only I think Lucia fights Plutonian before talking with Dante. Dante fights him right after. So how he got resurrected is beyond me. I mean, hey, props. We only fought 1 infested tank earlier instead of 3, the chopper, running away from the chopper, and then fighting the chopper again. So fucking tedious. Alright, yeah, fuck this. LOL, so it locks onto enemies regardless of how close an item is. Yep, basically. So if you push the attack button to attack that jar, your character will go towards the locked on enemy. You can't not be locked onto an enemy if at least one of them is on screen. It's stupid. Die already. Alright, had to wait for her to finish her combo there since I was mid-combo before the cutscene. There he is. Our stoic man of the hour.
Yes. Now we can stop Arius's ambition.
Whatever.
But actually, I do not deserve this power.
Just a blank stare.
Please. I've got something that I need to
Swear he
tell
is
you.
so little character in this game. Oh, my foot fell asleep. I haven't gotten a single A rank so far. You saw a video of a guy literally strolling past the enemies, avoiding all their attacks in DMC2. I think I know that that video you're talking about. Is it called Real Video Gamers Don't Skip Devil May Cry 2? 'Cause that's a great video. And I think they were wailing on him too. They were wailing on Dante, and he wasn't even taking damage because hitboxes are also pretty wonky. To prove its own identity, the Protector points a blade towards the beloved king. Oh yeah, that was the one. Oh yeah, this bitch.
For a defect, you show promise. But did you really think you could deceive me? Have you come back to me, Kai?
The battle music made it even better.
Don't call me Kai.
She's just suddenly right here. The story transitions, like the transitions in the continuity are kind of weird. She was just with Dante then, and now she's all the way here. We didn't have to go through anything. And this pompous motherfucker. This pompous motherfucker drinks a martini while fighting us. Are you kidding me? Let's build some Devil Trigger. Let's ignore that blood goat. I'll teach you to call us defect. Weird, they had like a clone of... They had a clone of Lucia in an earlier scene, and Lucia showed up disguised as that clone. We never once fought that clone. I thought that was going to be like an exclusive boss fight, but instead we had to fight Fishy McFisherson earlier. Because that was totally necessary. When you're a boss and know that... Wait, when you're a boss and know that you're the real pimp daddy. Basically. This guy wishes he was a pimp daddy. Just knifed his crotch there.
You lose, Kai.
What are you talking about? I just won. Is he gonna throw us to the... Oh, no, never mind. I remember now.
That man is going to bring me the Arcana shortly.
When Lucia gives more context to scenes than Dante. Dante has so little to do here. It's ridiculous.
That's just a piece of crap.
Dante describing the game.
Arcana.
Here's another 3 for you.
Literally stabbed you in the cock. Come on.
Crap like that. But your swan song will.
What was the point of that cut?
Cannot win. Someone.
They cut there to fit Dante's fight in, but because we're not playing as Dante, it's just weird.
Forget about me. Kill Arius.
Don't worry. I've got you.
She is also the only girl in canon to like actually have feelings for Dante. Fun fact. The DMC5 prequel novel goes more into that, from what I've heard. What a fun and exciting mission that was.
Why did you save me? I was created by him,
Every hero has a weakness.
but the ritual was activated because of me.
There's still time.
We have until the sun is completely eclipsed. But how are you going to enter the building? The entrance is...
Where there's a will, right?
Okay.
Mother.
Why was her walking so low frame rate there?
We are not tied by blood. But
Your frame rate goes down as you age. Good to know, Devil May Cry 2.
He's much deeper than blood. Now go. Everything I know, I have passed on to
I'll take him down with my hair. Yeah.
my daughter.
Thank you, Mother.
Also, I commented on this earlier, but her hair is blatantly clipping through her collar. Oh, fuck. 4 lights will open the sealed door, but will also invite the creepy to play. I think this is literally just Dante's Mission 14. Again, this boring-ass mission. Going through the samey-looking town, activating 4 switches. Took me fucking forever as Dante. But hopefully not as long this time. I swear some of them were hidden off camera too. Yeah, see, I want to attack the thing, but it goes towards the fucking abyss goat. Taste my daggers, motherfucker. Ugh. The game cutscene's possibly hard-coded to run at 30 frames, but the re-release might force it to run at 60. Or, I don't know. Maybe? That'd be weird, though, because even on PS2, Devil May Cry 1's cutscenes ran at perfect 60 frames per second. So why would they take that step back for 2? These don't look any more technically demanding. Although I will say this game has more FMVs than 1 did. And those obviously run at like 30 or 25. I'm pretty sure. Dante, I'm literally next to the item. Indeed. Like, why do Dante and Lucia both have to do this? You'd think Lucia might have, like, maybe hid back and waited for Dante to do this, but instead, they have to recycle the same mission. It's like the campaign can't decide if it wants to be a carbon copy with similar story beats, but from Lucia's perspective, like it kind of is, or doing its own thing entirely. I don't know. Just makes it a teeny bit confusing, you know? But I will say one thing. Thank God there's no infested chopper. Not very high praise, considering I haven't liked her campaign much so far. Really at all. But I'll give credit where credit's due. Oops, I was looking at my phone there for a second. Your poison cannot kill me. Shouldn't double trigger kill poison? I feel like that'd be a neat mechanic. Maybe if the poison were like faster acting, it'd provide more incentive to go into double trigger. Also, it appears this isn't an exact copy. It's the same concept as Dante's Mission 14, I think it was. But the switches so far are in different places. Still not a fun concept, but at least they provided some effort. Free blue orb. Don't mind if I do. OP daggers are OP. Yeah, unless I'm really bored during this quarantine, I don't know. I don't see myself ever touching Lucia again. Maybe her campaign with Trish once I have unlocked her, but Lucia is in a game that's already bare as fuck. She brings out the bareness even more. Sonic Unleashed is like a kid-friendly DMC clone. I wouldn't say DMC. I mean, a lot of people compared it to God of War. I see that comparison being more fitting because God of War, you're like, you know, it's kind of the same fight style. God of War doesn't have a style ranking, you know? DMC and I guess you could say maybe Bayonetta too, but I haven't played Bayonetta. You're fighting to look cool and be stylish. God of War and you could also say Ninja Gaiden, you're fighting more to survive. None of these switches have been off camera so far. Kudos. It has a combo system. Yeah. That it does. Check out my collection. Have I made a complete loop? Look at this fucking camera. Instead of look at this photograph, it's look at this camera. Every time I see it, every time I play it makes me shit. I don't know. I don't know. I'm tired. I'm tired, and this game is pissing me off. But yeah, I'd much rather be playing Sonic Unleashed right now. I actually really like the Werehog. It's a nice contrast to, you know, to the daytime gameplay. And I can get down with like a, you know, slower, more methodical platforming section now and again. I don't know what that blue mist is supposed to be. Is it? And this is normal, not Dante Must Die. So they can't Devil Trigger. Then again, Mission 6 in DMC 3 has enemies Devil Trigger, but that was just for one room, and it's temporary. It's like so long as you're efficient in stopping it. That room is annoying as shit, by the way. But more on that if I get to stream in DMC 3. Most people never really bother with it, so they don't have a great time. You're talking about the combo system for Unleashed? Yeah, I know, like, most people, like, just stick to one or two different combos. I try and mix it up, personally. You know, something different to look at. What's this way? I think this... Yeah, I think we made it. We might have made a perfect loop. Let's just skip these fuckers. No one cares about them. When you fully upgrade his skills. Yeah, that needs a lot of grinding too, unfortunately. It's something I haven't even done yet, and the thought of it, you know, even with doing the hot dog challenge is kind of intimidating, not gonna lie. I think that alleyway back there might have our last switch. What the? No. No, this is the portal room. Oh, I just saw that message from you. Yeah, he's incredible when you upgrade him. Completely agree. See, once again, I want to hit the switch, but these fucking mages are stealing my lock-on. Ridiculous. I'm gonna try. Hitting the thing by proxy. Lucia may be faced towards the enemy, but I'm gonna cross over this thing as much as I can. Because I really don't want to bother in fighting them. This is shit incentive to make your enemies a threat. Making them steal your lock-on and having it auto-aim constantly out of the player's control is shit design. Not to mention that combo there you can't get out of until it finishes and takes like 5 friggin' years. You think the Wii one had better pacing, so it's easier to not get lost in that version. The levels are a bit more linear, I noticed in that, from what I remember. Because it's been forever since I finished that version. And the file I currently have is on a different system than it was originally, so I had to start all over, basically. But for me, the 360, I own the PS3 version, but the HD version for me edges out for the Werehog levels because of the combo density, and the fact that it doesn't feel as like, maybe budget isn't the right word, like for the SD version. I just prefer playing the HD version, but the more I play with the SD version, I might change my mind. Here's this eyeball portal thing we also had to go through with Dante. Both versions are way better than the Sonic 06 hub worlds. Those are too big and empty. Say it again for the people in the back. Hey, Phantom, I missed you, buddy. Why, you can't taunt me with your quips? Another small one. I expected something bigger. What a disappointing catch. Nah. That would require a returning voice actor from DMC1. And nobody from the first game returned for this. Except maybe Trish. I don't know, I haven't gone that far. But Dante's a different voice actor. Instead of Drew Coombs, he's Matthew Kaminsky, I think. And everyone else is new, and they haven't returned for the series since. Remember how Phantom used to be like a tough but pretty fair and satisfying boss in 1, once he got the hang of him? Here he's a piece of piss. I mean, look at this. You have fallen from grace so hard, buddy. In a series that fell from grace when this game was released. And it took the godliness of DMC3 to bring it back. Which, thank goodness. Thank goodness they made that comeback. I mean, 3 might not have sold well initially because of this game being so shit, but... Oh shit, I'm about to die. I need that green orb over there. Yeah, 3 might not have sold well initially, but it was because 3 did so good that 4 sold like hotcakes, and then the HD collections happened, the reboot happened, and then 5 happened. Series is still going strong today, thanks to Itsuno. And Shinji Mikami's vision for the first one originally, too. He can't block? Well, he was blocking me just then. Yeah, I agree. I don't recall him blocking in 1, but it's been forever since I fought Phantom there. Shit. Oh my god. You're knocked down in this, and if he's using the magma on you, it's like very hard to, escape from. Fuck it. Got places to be and things to do. Daggers. You. It's like a washed up rock star. And he's not the only monster returning from DMC 1. Or only demon. Griffin is nowhere in this whole game, yet he is a part of the penultimate boss. For no reason at all. Or actually, no, I should have upgraded the daggers so they damage more. I only did 1 sword upgrade in the entirety of Dante's playthrough. I think I upgraded Rebellion once. But Ebony and Ivory and the other guns that I got, I upgraded those like the moment I could, after, obviously buying purple orbs and shit. Or maybe I alternated. It's been a bit. Ooh, particle effects, dude. Oh man. Isn't this just riveting? I believe we only have to hold these guys off until the time limit expires. But the one after this, I recall beating up enemies before the time limit ran out and winning? On Dante's side of things? And they were different enemies, so I couldn't have failed this, unless they're just randomly generated. Oh man. I really don't have much to say right now. It's like if the cabin fight with Lewis in Resident Evil 4 was boring and uneventful. You got that right. That's actually a really good comparison. and they're both Capcom. Except Resi 4 is godly, and this is from Satan. And it's weird, because playing through Dante's game, I wasn't really that frustrated, like, in a lot of bits. Like, Trismagia was hard, but it was more so just boring, besides the theme, to name an example. It just left me a bit nonplussed, and I can understand why people didn't like the game. Lucia is bringing down my opinion of it. Like, she's bringing down my overall grade of this game. Because it's highlighting all the bad design choices on display. I mean, it's just disgusting. Matt, funny you bring up Resi 4. It was actually in the middle of one of the games I listed on my backloggery is currently playing was the GameCube version of Resi 4. But because that version's so because it's letterboxed, or it's like anamorphic widescreen, it's got those borders on the top and bottom, and it doesn't cover the whole screen on any TV at this apartment. And we don't have a CRT because we've been lazy about grabbing it from one of my roommates' family's places. So yeah, until I get the CRT, I'm just holding off on playing that version. And I've been playing the PS4 version since like a few days ago. I was getting back into it. And that game looks awesome at 60 frames per second. Not to mention the controls are really natural in DualShock 4. Also gonna stream separate ways at some point. You like the Wii version pointer controls? Those are pretty awesome. In a way, they make the game a bit too easy sometimes, but still very, very enjoyable. And if you want to play with the GameCube or classic controller, the aiming sensitivity was lowered from the GameCube version. So those are perfectly fine as well. Shit. There's a dog barking outside. I wonder how much the mic is picking it up. But ain't this just the pits? See, there we go. I think it might have actually been timed. And I just lucked out that time, and with the time with Dante, and actually beaten him under the time limit. Or within the time limit. Looks really good with component cables. It did. It does look great with component cables, and it's a shame I couldn't show that off during my streams because my upscaler is AV to HDMI, so I had to go through composite. Didn't look bad. It's just because it went through the upscaler, it was a little darker, I guess, than it should have been. And geez, if you have seen the GameCube version through an AV to HDMI upscaler, hoo boy, does it make it even darker. The forest leading up to the fight with Mendez, I thought that was like a GameCube exclusive lighting trick, so it looked even scarier. Like it elevated it like to like a new level. Like holy shit. I'm using the darts a lot, so the cranky bomb, that's what I picked up. Why would you upgrade the bow gun? You barely use it. I guess to kill Fishy McFisherson faster. Let's actually... I'm going to switch back to the throwing daggers, the normal ones. After I upgrade them here. While you were playing Resi 4 Wii Edition with the GameCube controller on your tiny CRT, the laser sight was like invisible. You kept dying, so you switched to the Wiimote. I don't recall it being invisible. Well, I might have to go back and check. Oops. Yeah, back to the normal throwing daggers. They don't have as wide of a range, but hopefully they're going to be a little bit more powerful. Now that I've upgraded them. Is this the part where I gotta... Oh, your TV's small as all hell. I could see how that might fuck someone up. Oh, why am I going up here? The door's right there. Oh my god. If this is the mission I'm thinking it is, we're gonna be fighting Trismagia at the end of this mission or the next one, because we're officially in the demon world now. And this is... I already forgot the mission number, but it's like 9 or 10. Which, it's actually... It's weird. This campaign feels long, but it took us fewer missions to get here than it did with Dante. Like, Dante's total missions are 18. I don't know how many Lucia has. But it's probably... It'll likely top out at, like, 12 or 14, I'm guessing. Yeah, 3 actually has a teeny bit of reused assets from this. Like, before playing this, I didn't know that the curse doors, like the fists in 3, originated from this game. So that was interesting to find out. Back off, Jack. He's even backing up, yeah. He knows. He knows not to fuck with me. I guess I technically didn't even need to kill them because there was no demon gate there. How have you been surviving the crisis? Just quarantining here, basically. Only leaving for groceries. I took a walk yesterday. That was nice. Just like in a neighborhood nearby. Try to stay away from people other than my roommate. Limiting those store runs to like only every few days, like when we need groceries, you know. I've been watching Broad City, the Comedy Central show. It's pretty good. My roommate's got me hooked on it, and I'm on the final season currently. Also watched a little bit of Batman the Animated Series yesterday. Basically catching up on my gaming and gaming shows and movie backlogs. That's how I've been spending my time. You're doing all right, not going to large gatherings or events. Smart. Same here. There's probably... Hopefully it won't come to this, but there was a concert that I wanted to go to with my roommate and a friend. It's Korn and Faith No More. It's a badass combination. It's in August. Hopefully all this shit will have died down by then. Only time will tell, though. See, these guys have the blue mist thing too, so I think that's what the devil trigger is in this. I could be wrong, though. Sounds kind of fun. Yeah, it is. My roommate, his name's Andrew, he's a big fan of Faith No More and Mike Patton, because Mr. Bungle's one of his favorite bands. And our friend Nina, she's actually been... she was in that last Resi 4 session. She's a huge Korn fan. And I'm not like a Korn super fan, but I can get down to a lot of their stuff. And I'm still pretty new to Faith No More, but what I've heard is pretty good. Same with the Mr. Bungle stuff. What is that? Oh, it's the sacrilege. This will generate distortion and bring the world closer to the demon world. It's basically our key to you know, getting further in this place. Lots of backtracking, lots of putting the sacrileges on doors. Because, spoiler alert, that's not the last one we're going to get. New York must feel like Raccoon City right now. Yeah, most likely. If not now, then definitely pretty soon. Heard rumors that California will probably go into like full lockdown. There's that long ass combo again that takes like 5 trillion years to get out of. You can't cancel out of it either. Like you can move that analog stick all you want. She has to complete the animation or get hit to leave it. Must attack the jar for more red orbs. Unfortunately, because on the original release of this, Dante and Lucia were on different discs. Unlike 4 Special Edition, you don't share red orbs between characters. So these can't go towards unlockables for Dante, and vice versa. I think this is the right way. Because that's a sacrilege door we gotta use right there. Yeah, I remember this. And this weird ass thing. Well, they come from the walls too, not just the back. I hadn't noticed that before. No. No to what? No to California going in full lockdown? Yeah, that would suck. I mean, if it keeps people safe, then I'm all for it. But yeah, this devil trigger, get the fuck out of here. Wait, you put the sacrilege with evil statue. It's supposed to be the evil statue. There's a little bit of Englishy type stuff. I recall that in Dante's playthrough too. Wait, how the fuck do you pronounce that? Jamastura? What the hell? Also, I do not think this is the... I think we went backwards. Yeah, we went backwards. Kind of confusing. Oh, that and then the orb sharing, yeah. Because if you can't share orbs, that's all the more grinding, and it sucks. The good news is because you can play Trish in both campaigns. What you do, and you know, obviously the saves both go to the same memory card. I think what you earn for Trish in one campaign still carries over to the other. I mean, that would make sense. Oh, here it is. The boss that took me like 5 or 6 attempts. Maybe more than that.
You fool. Everyone is destined to die.
Lucia hitting him with the facts. Alright. Hopefully this doesn't take god fucking forever. Oh man. It might take god fucking forever because look at how much health the daggers take away normally. This is basically the game of let's build up Devil Trigger and fuck him up with ranged attacks. Along with avoiding these elemental heads. Oh, and these fucking icicles stealing your lock-on. You can click in L3 to change your target, but even still. Also, only one of the heads when you attack it. It's different for each pattern. Only one of the heads will actually, you know, cause damage to the boss when you hit it. Oh, that was weird. The things were blue for a moment there. I don't think it was supposed to be like that. So optical illusion there. Lucia's side dodge, at least when I was attacking, didn't look like it covered as much range compared to Dante's. Oh, I actually stunned to the head for a moment there. Nice. But yeah, currently it's the ice head. That's the only one you can damage. Fuck him up, fuck him up, fuck him up. Just remember the ranged attack. No matter which ranged weapon you have equipped, is the same. Just like with Dante, it's just the lightning each time. Okay, fucking icicle. Could have started attacking this guy sooner had you not been there. Fuck. Oh yeah, you really want to fuck them up with Devil Trigger when they're fused like that. That's when they take the most damage by far. Unfortunately, I was slow in the draw there. Shit. Yeah, it looks like it's the firehead this time. That's the vulnerable one. But yeah, just keep calm and build Devil Trigger here, and it should be good. And fuck that electrical attack, by the way. It's weird sometimes to be behind the head where you won't take damage. Also, dodge rolling is your best friend. Can you get knocked off? No, you can't. There are invisible walls. She's not wrong. No, she ain't. Yeah, see, let's fuck him up, fuck him up, fuck him up. I won't even need to dodge this. can't dodge what isn't there. Meme and the guy pointing to his forehead. Did I even get any red orbs for finishing that? I don't think I did. That's lame. And the mission isn't even over after that. You still got one last elevator section here. At least I'm pretty sure this is the last one. Also, you know how Dante has Helmbreaker to go down from midair and it straight onto an enemy? Lucia doesn't really have that because she just kicks with her feet and just kind of flails around. Okay, I just tacked into the door there without really meaning to. All right. Transition to in-game cutscene there for like 5 seconds. Bad.
You defeated Arius.
Too bad we didn't get to see it.
There's just one thing left. Kill me. Kill me and everything will be over. I thought I was a descendant of the clan that protects Videmarly. The ones who have the blood of the devils. But the truth is, I was created by Arius. I could become a monster and attack the humans at any time. Now, kill me. It's your job to hunt devils.
I don't recall the scene cutting off right there, but Also, Lucia clearly has no clue what he went through. Not all devils are bad. What is her accent? Yeah. It's like pseudo-French, I think. Kind of like how Matier talks.
What? The ritual was incomplete. But the door to the demon world is... Wait. What are you doing?
My job is hunting devils.
Once you enter the demon world...
Oh, that's right.
human
Dante's the only one that goes in, so...
I'll go. I'm expendable. You don't need to worry about me. I'm happy if I can die like a human.
No. Devils never cry.
But
Let's leave it to fate. Heads, I go. Tails, you go. See you around.
Unless Lucia has more to do here,
sorry about Sparta from
I don't...
Lucia.
I don't know. Is this the end of her campaign?
He did the same thing. Hold on to my coin, Lucia.
But they may cry. Indeed. Unfortunately, Lady wasn't established at the time of this game's release.
Arius?
What? What the?
It seems I have to finish him off myself.
That's what Arius turned into? Mission 13, the path to forgiveness is cleaned with blood. Guidepost for the Protectors, Chapter 13, Clause 1. The hair clipping is huge oversight. Indeed it is. Possessed Arius, okay. So, I have a feeling this is her final boss. So Dante has 18 missions, Lucia has 13. He has about as much health as the Despair embodied, so yeah. Yet still less than Argosax, which makes sense. Because that boss is built to be tedium. Tedium you can cheese, but still tedium. Like, it's embarrassing how bad you can cheese that boss. It's ridiculous. There's basically a corner between two of the phases that you can stay in, and you'll never be in danger of getting hit. You can just spam your ranged attacks and you'll be fine. Huh, daggers don't do much here. What the hell is that move? It's like, It's an odd design choice that breaks throughout most of the game. Yeah. And at least he's putting up a fight. Can say that much. Ooh. See, you almost hit me there. I mean, you've been hitting me most of the match, but still. Props for not being a total piece of piss. Oh, come on. You know, the tendril things are reminding me of Kurt Ziza a little bit from Kingdom Hearts. I don't know why. Looks like those. I thought those energy balls would serve a bigger purpose, but no, they're just there to be annoyances. Oh wow, okay. They're almost like the balls that the Heart of Leviathan shoots at you in 3. Oh shit. What the hell? He just stays on me. That's bullshit. Had like no invincibility frames there. Oh, bad touch, bad touch. Go away. Okay. Everyone's gangster till the martini is put down. He almost sound with the voice distortion there. He almost sounds like Agnes from 4.
Never cry.
Whoa, okay. Second form ahoy. Arius Argosax. He got his wish after all. But it's got less health, it looks like. We've reached the invisible wall. Just wanted to see if the camera would do anything there. Die. Die. Fuck. Fuck. I don't have any gold orbs, I don't think. Alright, no, I picked one up. That's right. Look in the mirror. Right, he's an abomination. Like a Lord Sadler wannabe. This, along with Trismagia and the Chopper, really not designed for melee at all. Because the mid-air melee combat in this game sucks ass. I don't know how they could have expected you to get any like sort of style off of that. Maybe on the higher difficulties.
Not worry,
I don't know.
dear. I am sure that he will return. Everything is just as it was.
You don't know how you never picked up on that many hack and slashers. They're pretty, you know, when one's really good, they're really good. I still think, you know,
What is it, my
3 special edition is among the finest. 4, once you get past some of the oh yeah,
I go. Tails, you go.
there's a twist to everything.
He tricked me.
Mm.
That macho.
Sorry, I lost my train of thought there because this is actually a new scene. I actually get the credits now that we've beaten with both characters. But yeah, once you get past some of the level design quirks of 4, I still think it's really fun. You can't really go wrong with either the vanilla or the special edition. If you want to play it on PC, definitely, and you're not sure you can handle special edition, vanilla 4 is really well optimized. The Wall of Shame. Indeed. Conceptual design, just Ikeno. Shinya Miyamoto. Explain. Paki T, D Kurita, Sagat. Sagat from Street Fighter. It makes sense, that's Capcom. And then if you haven't played 5, 5 is really good. A bit linear in the level design aspect, but very fun. And in some ways it's, you know, beginner friendly too. His cousin, probably. You never know. Oh, Arius, you generic looking ass. Phantom. Why couldn't they have done you better? At least given you like dialogue or something. Or Better yet, not been lazy. Quality check. For FQC Devil 2 team. There's Despair Embodied, one of the only decent bosses of the game. That's the Divinity statue music again. Oh shit, Okami! Supporting companies. But yeah, if you're looking to get into hack and slashers, obviously I would not recommend Devil May Cry 2. It's horrible. Horribly boring. If I have to, like, obviously between the two characters, so far I prefer Dante. But if I'm gonna play a Devil May Cry, it's literally gonna be any other game. I'm even certain, like, I'd enjoy the reboot far more. Hideki Itsuno was brought in, like, last minute. The original director's still unknown to this day. Capcom. Again, thank God they recovered so much with DMC3. It's a slow fade out. And it's gonna say like hard mode unlocked. Oh, there's a bonus scene. And Trish is on that coin, I just noticed. Nice touch.
My job is hunting devils. Devils never cry. I know. He did the same thing.
But Sparta did come back.
It's implied he did come back right then. Didn't it take DMC years to match the sales of the other games? The reboot? I want to say, yeah. Yeah, it didn't sell that well at first. I mean, it sold because people were, like, curious about it, mainly, from what I remember hearing about that. That JPEG texture. Yep. What are my total results here? For Lucia, BBC, BCB, C, BB, C, BBC. BBC popped up 3 times there. Lucia's costume change and mission select mode are now available. Bloody Palace is now available. Now enjoy the hard mode. You know what? We've got time. I'm going to switch back to Dante and try out the Bloody Palace. And that'll close out the stream. Underground, edgy, smoking is cool again, angst. Yeah. Oh yeah, you got a different title screen, depending on the disc. Also, what kind of crap is that? You gotta beat the game to unlock mission select? Okay. Level 1. Yeah, I think I have Vendetta equipped right now. Look at the stinger in this. It's almost like he trips on his own foot there. Look at this. It's pathetic. I'm gonna switch to... Okay, Rebellion Merciless is the thin, long one. Vendetta is a thick, huge sword with a short range. I think... Yeah, I was using Vendetta. I'm gonna switch to Rebellion. Because that's the only one I have upgraded, I'm pretty sure. And I'm using the missile launcher for my gun. I never thought I would say this, but DMC2 Dante is feeling like a breath of fucking fresh air in comparison to Lucia. And look at this dodge roll. So much better, right? So just like DMC3's Bloody Palace, we have the choice between 3 different portals. Each of them is going to take us like a different amount of levels ahead. The Bloody Palace in 4 and 5 doesn't work like that. So we went from level 1 to 101. I don't know how many levels DMC2's Bloody Palace has. I know for 3 it's 999, and 4 I want to say is just 100. Same with 5. Yeah, so here's Dante's double trigger. I swear, wow, it's like it became a decent game. Yeah, and considering we're talking about Devil May Cry 2 Dante, that's, I don't know. It's like a mix of good and bad news, you know? In the context of this game, yeah, it's a lot. Dante is so much better than Lucia. But compared to other games, yeah. Even in 1, as limited as he is there, you know, it's better than this game. Oh yeah, here's the amulet. I forgot to show this off. You can customize double trigger. I know I am pretty sure Lucia got more of those. But yeah, let me show you how broken the handguns are. Not against these guys, because they're easy as shit. Level 301. The handguns can literally juggle almost anything. At least with Dante, I can, you know, laugh. With Lucia, there's a lot of shit to absorb, but it didn't make me laugh very much, you know? Made me laugh at how terrible it was, but at least with this, it can look kind of goofy, you know? Because Dante, at this point, it's post defeating Mundus. He's like OP as shit, you know? So he's just not taking anything seriously. People have headcanoned like there's a depression there because he essentially killed Virgil a second time in 1. That and the DMC, the Devil May Cry anime, which takes place between 1 and 2. He's not his usual self there either. I mean, like he's a little more like low key, kind of like in this. What the fuck is this? Just like in the video. Reminds me of a scene from a Looney Tunes cartoon or The Mask. I can see it. Just juggling someone with a gun. Look at the fucking Sargassos here. Oh yeah, devil triggered lightning in this. Overpowered as all hell. And these blood goats are surprisingly aggressive. Like, I'm already down to half health. And, yeah. High key, I might... If I mess around with this game more, I might do Bloody Palace, because this is keeping my attention more. That and Shoot the Works, plus Dante's first battle theme, Fire Away, are very good. With all this being said, I don't know if the Bloody Palace in this game incorporates boss fights like it does in 3 onwards. I guess we might find out. Shit. Let's prioritize juggling this blood goat, because he's the most dangerous thing in the room. Besides me. Damn, zoning Dante doing horrible online spam tactics. Right? Nerf him, please. Please. Level 501. How hilarious would it be if I beat Bloody Palace in this stream? Let's actually switch guns. Weird. With Dante, it's just guns. With Lucia, it's arsenal. Submachine guns. I swear, the sound effect with these, it's almost just like the Devil Trigger Lightning. You would think they might have, like, distorted something there. Shit. Okay, the submachine guns aren't actually that great here. Because they take out health really slowly, and they're less good at juggling people. They're not as good. Oh shit. I'm getting careless. See, when you play as Dante, it starts feeling more like Devil May Cry again. With Lucia, it just felt like bad shovelware. It's like night and freaking day. And again, I can't believe I'm giving like Dante in this game actual praise. But after Lucia, anything would be like a breath of fresh air, I guess. Brontomancer. Was that like a play on like Brontosaurus? Brontosaurus, that's a necromancer, I don't know. I'm gonna keep taking the highest portals. Real video gamers don't skip Devil May Cry 2. Oh yeah, can't juggle the Savage Golems, unfortunately. Can damage him a lot with Devil Trigger, though. Oh, fuck. Fuck, I'm poisoned. Oh man, those guys do not flinch at all. Fucking hell. No, this is not going to be where I die. Using double trigger mainly to heal there. Okay, it's gone. Fuck. Fuck. Oh man, the spikes in the floor are getting shadow up in this bitch. Fuck. Man, these savage golems are just the worst thing ever right now. Oh yeah, the enemies take really long to like keel over and die once they're out of health. So you have to wait for the red orbs to appear even longer. I mean, I told pansy. Actually, no. Don't have to be a pansy. Be an explosive pansy. Missile launcher is high keyed, pretty damaging if used right. You just shoot at him from off camera. Good old thing of the usual thing in Devil May Cry is like when enemies are off camera, they don't attack you. I mean, some of them might charge attacks off camera, but that's like a select few cases. And if they're on camera and then they go off camera when they're charging an attack, then they can still, you know, try and hit you with it. But generally, this is like to prevent you from getting hit off camera and ruining like a no damage run or something. I don't know why I'm holding the lock on button, because you know it's gonna be auto lock on anyway. Oh, that's a complaint I have. If you're trying shooting your guns in midair, you can only use the pistols. You can't shoot the missile launcher in midair, nor the submachine guns, nor the other gun that was there. I forgot what it was. Kind of limiting. Gunslinger style? What's that? Devil May Cry 3? It's not even in development yet. Teleporting ass. Oh my god, ear rape. It just split apart into like tinier ones. Yeah, you just huddle in the corner there. Like the dumbass you are. There we go, fucking finally. $701. That's right, you stay back. Oof. It's gonna be flashbacks to spamming Kalina AM with Lady in Legendary Dark Knight mode in 4. Kalina AM's super satisfying to use. This is kind of like the prototype to that, I guess you could say. Also, High-Key saved my ass from, Kalina and High-Key saved my ass from dying to Virgil in 5. Fuck. Because I relied on it when I was on the brink of dying. Shit! Oh god. Oh god. This is bad. Fuck. Everyone's firing. Shit. Well, that's Bloody Palace. Yeah. Level 701, time 13 minutes. Enemies 100. Alrighty. Oh no, indeed. But yeah, that's been the Devil May Cry 2 stream. I might, if I'm bored enough during quarantine, I might return to this game hard mode with Dante for the sake of unlocking Trish. Other than that, future stream projects are up in the air. This is my first one in over a month after finishing Mario Sunshine. So I'll keep you updated. Thank you for tuning in, Dr. Thunder, and whoever else is watching the YouTube archive or the Twitch archive, because it's going to be saved to both. Catch you later.